Checking some of our top stories now, a burglar shot and killed by the homeowner after breaking into a Gwinnett County home. The intruder's identity is being withheld pending notification of next of kin. Authorities are asking anyone with information related to the case to contact Gwinnett County Police.
A 36-year-old woman is now dead after she confronted 3 would-be burglars outside her home in DeKalb County. Police say Anna Scott spotted the man on her doorbell camera and rushed home. That same camera captured the deadly shooting as Scott pulled up to her house.
In DeKalb County, residents are stunned to learn that a home in the neighborhood was being used as a stash house linked to a violent drug cartel. The DEA in Atlanta seized about 1,000 pounds of meth from 2 homes and arrested 5 cartel members.
Well, Fayette County School Superintendent is apologizing this morning after visitors in blackface entered a high school volleyball game, sparking outrage.
State Representative Derek Jackson is now demanding the superintendent take immediate and decisive action. Good day's Alex Whitler is at the Fox 5 Live Desk with more.
Representative Jackson called the blackface incident profoundly insensitive. At a news conference yesterday, school officials stressed the term blackout game simply means students should wear black clothing to show support of their team. A viral photo that we've chosen not to air shows 5 people dressed entirely in black, with one man shirtless with most of their exposed skin painted black. Each was wearing a white curly or afro style wig. According to the principal, none of them attended the school. Representative Jackson says someone needs to be held accountable and there must be a clear path forward.
The school system has allowed ambiguity in its policies to be an excuse for inaction. We refuse to ignore the very real pain this has created. A policy is useless if it is not enforced.
Fayette County School Superintendent Jonathan Patterson says they'll work closely with partners, including the NAACP, to provide training and support to staff so they'll be able to respond appropriately in the future. Ron and Elise.
All right, Alex, thank you. Georgia Congresswoman Nikema Williams is leading an effort in calling for the FBI and the Justice Department to investigate recent threats against historically black colleges and universities.
Yeah, Williams and representatives from Virginia and Louisiana sent a joint letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel demanding the prosecution of anyone who made threats. Several HBCUs, including Clark Atlanta University, were targeted nearly 2 weeks ago.
Well, 3 former CDC workers who resigned several weeks ago in protest of former director Susan Menarez's firing are calling out House Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. In a press call yesterday hosted by the group Defend America Action, laid out their ways to believe that Kennedy is endangering public health. One former CDC leader on the call was ex-chief medical officer Deborah Howry. She's seen in this video from August being cheered on by her former colleagues after she resigned and left the CDC campus. She now says the CDC is not poised to be successful under Secretary Kennedy.
Our leaders were being reduced to rubber stamps, supporting policies not based in science. And I was concerned these were going to put American lives at risk. I could not, in good conscience, remain under these conditions.
Former workers are calling for CDC policies grounded in science and transparency to restore the public's trust in the agency.
Governor Brian Kemp and his wife, First Lady Marty Kemp, will travel to the Republic of Korea this fall.
His office says the trip will focus on strengthening economic ties with South Korea, which is one of Georgia's largest economic development partners. The visit comes weeks after an ICE raid at a South Georgia Hyundai plant earlier this month. ICE detained 475 workers, including 300 Korean nationals.
But Kemp's office says that the visit, which was will be his 3rd to the region, was set up well before the raid. The governor's trip will also include a stop in Japan.
Transformation project going on at the Five Points MARTA station is set to hit a new phase in the coming weeks, and that'll mean more closures will be in effect.
Okay, so right now a number of entrances are closed, including Alabama and Broad Streets. But when the next phase begins on October 13th, the station's Peachtree Street entrance will shut down. So MARTA customers will then have to use Forsyth Street. That's Forsyth Street entrance.
Yeah, so here's a look at what the new station will look like. Very nice. There'll be newer amenities, a concrete canopy, and smoother access to trains and buses. The tentative reopening date is set for sometime in 2029.
Now, here's something pretty innovative. A Kennesaw State researcher is developing a new tool that uses AI to sniff out dangerous pathogens like salmonella and E. coli.
Assistant Professor of Information Technology Taeyong Choi is working on developing an electronic nose to detect abnormalities. This could revolutionize food safety by relying on what the e-nose can detect instead of just going by food's appearance. So later on down the line, the e-nose could be used to detect several diseases in a single breath sample from a patient.
Wow, that's pretty
innovative.
Cool. Yes, it is. Now ahead today, Amazon heads to trial over allegations that it tricked its users into signing up for Prime memberships without their knowledge. Now the Federal Trade Commission claims Amazon intentionally hid details about its billing and free trial terms.
Amazon has denied the claims, but last week a federal judge ruled against the company, saying it violated consumer protection laws by taking billing info before disclosing membership terms. That trial is expected to last about a month.